start streaming. Wow. Okay. Let's have a little check, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? Let's have a little check. It says we are live for the pre-show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the party. It's World Championship Day. It's finally here, as Rob says in the chat. It's finally here. It's been a little while. Don will be joining us very shortly. We got a lot going on today, ladies and gentlemen. 4 big matches, 4 winners, 4 losers, you know, is what it is. And the matches kind of get spicier and spicier. It's starting well. Oh, here we go. Let me move everything around real quick. Good evening, gentlemen. When did the game start? The game started in 1 hour, 20 minutes. COD is dead. Just look at CS2, says Joe Blow. Well, you wouldn't be wrong necessarily. Don's camera's working, baby. We're back. Yeah, and we can hear you, and so can the stream. Okay. What is good, everyone? I think Trey's live on the Benjay show, so, you know, it's all good. It is what it is. You know, it is what it is. But, you know, no stress. Maybe we get him in on the phone call in or something. But yeah, appreciate you all joining today. We're going to be talking about the matches. We're going to be giving some predictions. We did them the other day, Don, just a little bit. And just vibing with the chat for like an hour and a bit before the matches get underway. Thanks, PrizePicks, supporting the show as always. They've been a great supporter of the content this season if you guys want to get involved. And I'm actually going to show you guys a couple of very interesting things on the Breaking Point site in the coming minutes to do with this. But feel free to check out the app, link in the description box below. Use code Breaking Point for $50 in your first $5 pick. And they've introduced PrizePicks now, the more than or less than KD. Used to just be kills. Now it's like, is Dasher going to have a 0.9? More than? Less than? Don't know. We'll see. Rab, are you in Kitchener? What do we think? I was in Kitchener, would be on the Catch of the Boys. I was very close to going to Champs. It was like, I was 55-45. Made the decision in the end to come back after I stayed because I was in Canada for the Montreal Grand Prix, and I could either have stayed for a couple of weeks of Champs, and I nearly did, but it made more sense in the end to come back. The end of the day, if the World Championship was in Toronto, it would have been a different story. We would have been there, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is, Don. It is what it is. Yeah, lots to talk about. We got a picture of the main stage, and look. As much as you want to say about the venue location, all this, I was always adamant from start to finish that the event itself, I'm sure, is going to be great. For those in attendance there at the event, I'm sure they're going to do a killer job. Toronto always do an amazing job with the events that they run. I'm more interested in some of the reaction to, you know, the location, what it's actually like out there live on set. But I think, yeah, the venue looks sick. We've got the opposing each other stage again, Don, which is big. Of course, we had it at Champs last year.
Yeah.
They did it again at Major 2 this year in a slightly different format. Did it happen often when you guys were competing back in the day? I'm trying to think of an event where there was kind of like
only on side stations.
So yeah,
like
exactly.
Every pool play match was like this. But like, not main stage, nah.
They did a couple times where they like tried to make you remember Infinite Warfare Champs? That was the funny one when there was like 2 games happening at the same time. Do you remember that shit? When like they had the main stage was 2 tiered, and they had the main stage down low, and then they had like another. The Bravo stream would happen like behind on the main stage.
I don't think that was IW.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't IW. Maybe I'm tripping.
There's no way. That was like I think that was my first Champs. Yeah, IW was my first Champs. I don't remember 2 matches.
It was a weird. I don't know how they did that exactly, but I think what like they've settled on now is pretty fire.
I don't know.
Yeah, BO3. Lyman went to that Champs. BO3 Champs was crazy. The crowd was crazy, that's for sure. But yeah, it's on LAN. Calling this OpTic versus FaZe pre-game show is diabolical. Games are 6 hours from now. Hell yeah. But it's still OpTic versus FaZe day, baby. OpTic are playing FaZe for the first time at Champs in, I want to say like 7 years or something. Like OpTic and FaZe. And people were saying, oh, they played last year. They played at the World Cup last year. They didn't play at Champs last year. So it's actually been a minute since we've seen OpTic and FaZe play each other, which is
really.
Yeah, champs anyway. It's pretty crazy. I'll give the guys some numbers anyway as we get the show on the road. If you guys are new here, hit the like button. We'd greatly appreciate it. 20 likes on the stream, 200 viewers. Let's get these numbers up. But yeah, what's good, chat? So this is the main stage. This is what it's going to look like. I've got another screenshot as well for you guys. Where is it? Right about... I think I got one. There we go. This is what I was looking for. Just another angle of the venue, really. It's like a convention when you go to the events. They're like, don't tweet out the venue before it gets, you know what I mean, before it goes live. They like to do this thing. But if the team themselves tweet it out, it is what it is. It's free game. It's free game.
And it looks cool. I mean, it looks similar to the last champs, doesn't it?
It actually is very similar. I mean, it's the same type of venue, right? Like it's a hockey stadium. Yeah. Like the venue itself that they found is sick. I've got no doubt about that. I'm looking forward to seeing how mega it gets for the weekend. Because I saw yesterday they were like, if you want to get tickets last minute before they sell out, I'm like, they ain't gonna sell out. You're good. You're good. Big enough for Ben Beans. They did well. Yeah, he's got room on the main stage. I mean, last year there was lots of talk about OpTic cheese, right? People saying, the drums, OpTic gonna give themselves the best shit. That wasn't really the case. Obviously, there was the natural home crowd cheese that OpTic get, but when I was backstage last year, where the setups were, OpTic didn't have anything better than anybody else. But I know that it's a talking point for.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because people are like, they might give themselves the best room. Like at Esports Stadium Arlington, like, didn't OpTic used to give themselves like the big room with the ping pong table and shit? Everyone else would get the little ones.
Oh yeah, but they would share it. They would share it still. That room is like a big ass room that fits 2 teams. They just put like a little thing up.
Okay, heard. Yeah. Nah, it makes sense. I want to see some Toronto cheese though. Like, I don't know if it's gonna help them that much.
Bro, like if people complain about home like hosting a venue, bro, like these other teams don't want to pay this money and host an event.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And they give them the CDL gives them a little subsidy, I think, to run the whole thing. We'll see. But the CDL don't host this anymore. Nick K says, "Is this Champs looks like Major 5 with Champs branding?" I mean, yeah, because it's obviously got the banner for Ultra, right? So it kind of looks like it should be a major, but I think they've done it pretty well. Better see a 1.3 Merc today, 1.3 KD Merc. We'll see about that.
Bro, he's due for a stinker, bro. He's on stinker
you thinking? Stinker watch?
There's no way, bro. This guy has had one bad series. Like, it's got to come to an end.
He turns up on...
It's got to come to an end,
turns up at Champs on Land to play FaZe round 1. Pressure's on.
Yeah. Something's got to happen. I mean, I want that to be a good match. That would be the best match today. But...
yeah, it starts in about an hour, gentlemen. You going this weekend, Rab? It would be quite attracting me. Go on, yeah.
This first game is going to be nice, actually. This first game is probably the second best game.
Yeah,
if Surge
agreed.
fucking show up. If Surge actually show up, this would be a good one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the first game for sure. We'll have a look at all the bracket and everything in a second. How long till the show starts? Well, the show's here now, but the CDL's starting in basically an hour's time. That's when the matches get underway. A couple of things to talk about before we get to the matches. So, Shotzi's done it again, Don. He's come out with his clips on the podcast. He's saying how they're throwing in scrims. I want to know your take on this. When you're a player, you always like, okay, this is my thing about it, right? If I'm getting slammed in scrims, but maybe I'm not getting slammed, but I'm splitting maps maybe, or I'm losing most of the maps, but I feel like I'm learning a bit. I'm still gonna say, my scrims are going good, because I'm making progress, But if I'm winning everything, if I'm slamming them, then I'm obviously going to say I'm slamming in scrims. So that's why everyone says they're doing good in scrims. But Shotzi couldn't help himself, man. They talked about how they were playing some team. I don't know who it was. But they mentioned it was a pro team. It wasn't a challengers team for champs. So they beat 250-16. Then Shotzi went on to say that whoever they played just stopped trying after a couple maps because they knew they were getting shit on. So
I believe it.
Yeah, you seen that before?
I believe it. I mean, bro, like I said on the last show, I feel like at least some of these teams, bro, like obviously we don't want to just point fingers, but like we can assume. And some of these teams are already coming into this weekend defeated, bro. I mean, regardless of what they want to say, like out loud, but like they know they're,
Yeah,
and then I mean, they're feeling confident. I mean, I believe their practice is going well. I mean, they looked way much better last event. I mean, this is their moment to kind of change history on this whole year. Because I mean, if they do bad this event, this is OpTic's worst year like ever, right? Probably one of them.
I think probably
So
ever
this is a
really.
big tournament for them. This is a huge tournament for them.
It's actually a good point, right? Like if you think of every year that Optic competed in something, I mean, I guess we're going back to like Black Ops. I mean, it's kind of Modern Warfare 3, right? Really?
You would have to compare it to World War II, right? Because I mean, I remember we were talking about the worst OpTic team ever. It was like the team with Zenny and Octane,
Yeah, the top 24
or this team,
champs.
right?
I mean, this
Like I'm
team
pretty
can't
sure
come
that
top
year
24.
they made like a grand. Nah, yeah. But I'm saying like, would you take? I mean, they can't get top 24. They're guaranteed top 8, so it's different. It's a different format, but like that year they at least made finals. They were competitive, you know. They were. I think they made 2 grand finals that year. The first, or no, not the first event.
In
They
World
made
War
it at
Two?
when they lost the phase.
Yeah,
Yeah,
stage on
when the patch
playoffs. The
ran through the
artillery.
artillery. Yeah.
Yeah. That was the best they did that year. I was thinking like the other stint that they had that was terrible was back in Ghost, but even in Ghost they won X Games, right? So like their worst year has to be World War Two because they've won something like every other year pretty much. And in the CDL, even if they didn't win, like Cold War was pretty bad. Like they maxed out at third in Cold War, but I don't know. It wasn't as obviously as bad as this. So yeah, and obviously
Someone said my
champs
mic
matters
and my
more.
cam is trash. My mic trash? Yo.
Your mic is great. The camera's fine. It's just you got the window open, so it makes the lighting not
Oh, I
great.
can close it. Let me close it real
If you want to
quick.
put
Hold
it down, then like the curtains or whatever. Yeah, you're good. Map set just dropped. Hell yeah, we're gonna get to that in a second. Champ starts in 2 hours, 3 p.m. Eastern. I think it's in 1 hour. Unless I'm tripping. It better be in 1 hour, otherwise I'm be up hella late tonight. This weekend. That was also one of the reasons why I was gonna if I was gonna be out there in Kitchener, then it might have made sense. But Montreal was a great city. I didn't really want to go Montreal, go New York for a couple of days, which is what I did, and then end it all in Kitchener. It would have been kind of sad. But it's gonna be fine. Optic maps aren't gonna really. There we go. Yeah. Camera's looking good.
Yeah.
But people are gonna say he ain't do nothing but step back. I know. I'll see it coming. But it is better. Their average placement was still a Ryan Cold War. Yeah, the Cold War season wasn't totally embarrassing. There was parts of this year that were totally embarrassing, and they made one Sunday. But I do agree, Champs is big for these guys, and also it's very like indicative of what happens next year as well. So should be started at 12. They do some pre-game stuff. Yeah, exactly. They'll run some pre-game stuff. To be fair, wasn't World War II after Infinite Warfare when Scump had internet issues and everything going on with the team? Yeah, they did have major issues with Scump being out in LA and not moving and having it. I think that was the main issue. His internet was terrible out of LA, but he didn't move because he was he dating Kensley, whatever it was called. That time, we'll see. Busy week for Rab, F1 and COD champs. Yeah, you don't know the half of it, sunshine. If Optic bomb out, who gets dropped and who stays? I think today is a critical question for that, actually. Shotzi ain't going anywhere. Mercury's really should.
Broke.
You good? I can still hear you.
Nah, it's like it's only hearing in one ear.
Oh, shit.
That's crazy. What the hell?
You got another one? Are you good? Give it like a little
I can
tap
fight
tap.
through it.
Give it a
Hold
love tap. No, you're good. Don's fixing some technical issues. If Optic bomb out, he gets dropped and he stays. I think like shots ain't going anywhere. You're good. Mercury's really shouldn't go anywhere, but it depends if there's like a culture thing with Merc, kind of how there was with Ghosty.
Actually, do have another one. Hold on.
No, you're good. You're good.
Jesus Christ.
If OpTic lose, then Kismet for Hook. I think the chances of Kismet for Hook, to me, are like... The chances are higher than they should be, because I don't think they should do that by any means. I actually still like Hook, but I do... Unfortunately, as much as I like that progress that Hook has made, I do have my doubts that when it comes to delivering championships consistently and matching up with people like the Tiny Terrors and Hydra and Envoy on LAN, I do still have my doubts about Hook being the perfect partner to Shotzi. Unfortunately, the perfect partner to Shotzi was Hydra, but they never got him when they had the chance a couple of years ago. I miss Trey. Hope he slaps down Benjay's horrible takes. Look, Trey's welcome to come on our show at any time and leave the Benjay cam. If he wants to leave the Benjay couch, he's welcome to hop on here and leave the Benjay couch. Simp is the greatest of all time, no matter what Rab says. I mean, you're saying he's the greatest of all time already, or if he wins champs? There's slightly different conversations. He's definitely not right now. After champs, okay, Dom made the argument the other day. I'm not going to say that he's totally wrong, even though he is totally wrong, but it's all good. Seems like Hook's been putting in the work for champs. Yeah, Hook does seem pretty locked, I'm not going to lie. I'd be pretty scared if I was walking out on stage against this guy. Do you think the Tiny Terrors split if they don't win champs or the World Championship? If not, do they drop Draz? Okay, so last year, let's not forget, after they lost at champs and came bombed out top 6, the closest thing that happened was they were looking to drop Celium, right? It was potentially Cel who was going to go. I think they'd be semi-foolish to drop Draza, but you never know what the politics of the team look like. You never know what the dynamics are. You never know who actually likes who, because after teaming with someone for a couple of years, sometimes somebody just gets on your nerves. And that always can play a factor. Especially if winning doesn't, let's say, keep propping it up, as it were. Hydra will surpass Simp's legacy. I'd be down for like someone of that ilk to keep the train going, because it's been a difficult, you know what I mean? We've not got much talent coming through. Sal's the MVP of the team right now. Yeah, well, exactly. But it's not so clear cut on FaZe. Someone said Shotzi and Prid failed. They won a ring. Right, exactly. It's good, Chazza. Ultra to be a dark horse this tournament. I think, to me, it's Ultra and it's OpTic who are the dark horses. Don's headset is cooked. It's OpTic and Ultra, like, because I think OpTic and Ultra, I just don't. I tend to be of the opinion that the teams like Surge, I think they overperformed somewhat compared to what their level is when they did those tournaments. Not to say that those tournaments weren't impressive, right? But you got to understand, when a team goes into an event, they have a ceiling they can play at, they have a floor they can play at, and they're going to play somewhere between the ceiling and the floor. I think that Surge, when they made the finals, were playing very much near their ceiling. And it's not like they can't replicate that, but the chances of replicating that again are slim. They did it again, and then they fell off. I don't expect them to magically get back there. Heretics, I honestly kind of feel the same about. Like, I don't know. I think what we saw of Heretics at the last major was the best we're going to see from Heretics. I might be wrong on that. I'd actually really like to be wrong on that, because it'd be a great story, but I think I might be wrong on that. Don also might be totally cooked, but all good. All good. I'll just yap with the chat. Well, Don just actually messaged me about something. I can probably guess what it's about. Don says PC started tweaking. Yeah, okay. He just restarting his PC. We'll be back in a second. What's good, guys? Like the stream if you're enjoying. I'd appreciate it. So many of you guys in here. I'm sorry I can't get to all the questions and the talking points because there's so many, but do appreciate you guys interacting because it's good to have some COD back again. Who do you think Shotzi had the best teamwork with? I think it's Illy. I honestly think it's Illy or Hook, probably. Like, oh, let me just make sure I'm back on the full screen again. His chemistry with Hook is honestly really good. I just I'm not sure whether they're going to keep him around again. When you come into South Africa, Rab, I've actually never been to Africa full stop. So I do need to come at some point, even if that's popping into Egypt or Morocco, or I don't know, give me other recommendations for where to go in Africa. Pred at their peak. I mean, for Pred, it's kind of tough to say right now. We're going to see him at the World Cup. Kismet Vadashi is delusional. Yeah, Kismet Vadashi is delusional, unfortunately. I think Kismet for anyone on OpTic is actually quite delusional. But that's just my biased take. You know what I'm saying? Rav cannot talk, and I would watch this over Benjay. What can I say? What can I say, stream? Hit the like button, that's all I can say. Kleenex ain't going anywhere. Good question. I mean, what do we think about Toronto, really? As a team? See, in my opinion, okay, what I'm talking about with ceilings and floors, I think Toronto have not played to their ceiling yet. There we go. What's good? What is good? He's back. Are we losing full?
Hello?
Hello, I can hear you.
I'm losing full.
Okay, the chat can hear you again. We're back.
Got this ear cuff and it's like peaky, so I'm gonna just wear it like this.
Is it still like that?
Yeah, it's still like that. I don't know. It's on both headsets too, so it's either my Dual XR or like the PC.
Okay. No, that's actually wild.
Fuck, this shit literally just started tweaking, bro.
Yeah, that's smart. They don't need to succeed though. On Champs Day.
God damn.
Got to get a new PC for next year when you're grinding COD every day, making it back in the league.
This is my streaming PC that's fucking up.
Nah, we can't be having that.
My gaming one is great. I'm gonna have to switch. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to just go to one.
Chat was talking about Toronto. What do we think about our team? Like, are they gonna? Because I don't think we've seen the best of them, but I also think they could be compromised.
Toronto are cooked, bro. I don't know. They just look like shit. I mean, Trey was talking like he got intel from Beans or something that they've been fried at scrims, but like you said, everyone's gonna say that they've been doing good in scrims. So who do we believe? Who do we believe? I don't know.
I never know who to believe anymore. I mean, Kleenex was talking as if they were cooking, but I think they'll be locked in for sure. I just don't know. Look, they play Ravens round one. It's like the best game you could have. So I guess you got to take that.
Yeah, they do have an easy match.
Yeah, they should. I mean, they should handle business down there. The thing is, it's been so long since the last event. Defeated. That's the point. Like, it's been actually, I've got some numbers for the stream here. So I'll probably mention these in the video tomorrow. This was COD World League era average gap between, like, this was the gap between the most recent event and the final event. Pretty much on all occasions, it was either 2 or 3 weeks, before the World Championship, after the most recent event, which is, we're talking about 19 days, 17 days, 19 days, something in that kind of ballpark. BO3 was worse because there was nothing that year, unfortunately. So average in the CWL era was 19 days. It's honestly not been that much worse in the CDL era, but it is notably worse. And if you look at this, like in the CDL era, we've had a couple of times where Champs has only been a couple of weeks after, right? Fine, no issues. The gap from the last event, Don, to this event was 32 days. It's like the longest I've ever seen. Over 30 is outrageous. But obviously, okay, we've talked this topic to death, so it's fine. But I think my point is, we know what the teams looked like a month ago, but right now we kind of have nothing to go on. It shouldn't be much different. It's the same patch. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to expect. I mean, stuff can change in a month. So. Listen, if your shit at this event is cooked for ESWC, there's no way, bro. You're not convincing me otherwise, bro. You're gonna go there and get fucking ran.
Yeah, because you're gonna have no dope as well the next few weeks to try and practice. You're just gonna have to blow it up. It's got to be the solution.
Yeah, I feel like if a team gets super cooked here, they're blowing it up, or at least making a change.
Yeah, they got to try something. Even the teams that didn't make champs, like, they're gonna be watching this tournament closely.
Yeah.
See who they could get. Envoy top 5 SMG of all time if they win champs. I think that's probably Okay, this is actually kind of an interesting question. Okay, best SMGs of all time. Scump, Simp,
Easy.
BZ, Apathy. If Envoy wins a ring, you have to put him in there. But the thing is, if Envoy wins a ring, Hydra also moves up as well, and he has another ring. So, like, if Envoy wins it, Hydra also wins it. So both of them move up. And he might keep Envoy down, unless you want to put Envoy above a BZ at that point. Or above Apathy. Maybe you could do, I don't know. I like the nostalgia of keeping Apathy in there. But, like, maybe it's not fair. It could still be John, to be fair. But I don't think it could be John anymore on that level. People say Karma as well, but... And Shot... Yeah, maybe Shotzi.
Yeah, I was thinking about Ant.
Yeah, Shotzi
It's
probably
just hard.
got it. That's tough, huh? Shotzi's
When I
got 2
think of the
rings,
best
yeah.
SMG players, I be thinking of like people now. I'm not gonna lie.
I
I feel like that's like the biggest.
Nah, I
That to
hear
me
you.
is like one of the biggest differences in like COD now. Is like the SMG players are way more cracked. I feel like all the AR players. Like I feel like the skill
You're
gap.
probably right, you know? Like,
The
it's...
mechanical skill gap from fucking ARs back in the day to ARs now is like the same to me. But we don't play with the hybrid shit. We're not dolphin diving off of shit. Like it's a little more advanced. Obviously, you still slide cancel and shit. But the sub players, I feel like
You think the
now
sub
are
players
like,
leveled up the last few years?
I mean, just because the games, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
different. Not to say that if they got back on a game like BO2 or Ghost where they're just getting fucking ironed down, they'd probably be, they probably look worse. But the sub players now just fucking turn.
Shale Patel says Envoy over Shotzi over BZ over Apathy. It's definitely a take. I think it's going to be an unpopular take, but it's definitely a take. It's really exciting though.
How many chips does Ant have? I don't even remember how many championships these people have anymore. I'm not gonna lie.
It's to me in my head, it's all about like they're all about like 9 or 10. Like they're all kind of, you know what I mean? So we'll get that kind
So
of.
they're all around 9 or 10, and
But they're not.
Two.
They're not really though. Like I'd need to look at the numbers. It depends what you count as well. Like obviously, you know, we want to count the MW home series, right, Don? Like those are legitimate championships.
Yeah, because that's Shoutzy's MVP year. So for
Yeah,
Ant to have
exactly.
an argument, you gotta count. I mean, he literally was Rookie of the Year and MVP. I feel like that's typical.
Yeah.
Was the
No, I
game shit?
agree.
Yes, the game was god awful.
I just want to catch Dylan Holmes' super chat. Appreciate the 279 Canadian. Kenny for beans on Toronto. I don't think this solves the issues. That's the thing. That's my... Also, thanks, Aston, for the 5 Breaking Point memberships, baby. Let's go. Welcome to the generational hater club. I think the issue for Toronto has kind of been Insight's a bit too slow, and Beans just hasn't been a very consistent slayer as they need him to be. I don't think Kenny really solves those issues. If you want to get Kenny for Beans, you've also got to change Insight, in my opinion. And also, Kenny don't want to live in Toronto, probably. So that too. That's also the other thing about Shotzi is that you could also include the Halo, like, stuff, but
Nah, that doesn't count for COD.
Yeah, no, people will say like, you got that ring though.
A Halo ring does not boost you up in a motherfucking COD ranking, bro. And the gamer ranking, yeah, he's above everybody.
Oh, Upcast is back at it again. Welcome back, Upcast, with another $2. This guy is the biggest Insight hater I've ever seen. I respect it heavy. I don't even think he's a hater. I actually think he's a realist, which is unfortunate to say because I wish I had faith in Insight actually winning something big, but it's not happened yet. Thoughts on the best CDL logo of all time? My vote is for Empire. You know what? That's actually a good little segue because what I wanted to bring up here was stats from the Breaking Point boys. Steve put together a graphic for us. Let me find it real quick. All of the champs winners in the last 12 years. And this is what we have. We've had 12 world championships done. It kind of feels pretty wild. We've had 12. But these are the logos. Farico Impact back in 2013. Complexity and Ghosts. Denial Esports. Like, honestly, Fire Org. But, like, that season was wild, wasn't it, Don? That AW season.
Yeah. What are we doing? We're ranking the logos?
Yeah, someone was just asking who's the
Okay.
best logo in the CDL. I wasn't really gonna actually do that. I just wanted to. It was an excuse to bring up this graphic.
Oh, okay,
Um,
okay, okay, okay. I was confused.
but
My fucking headset is awful. It's just farting in my ear. I'm like, what?
no, you good. You are good. Um, okay, I don't know. I like the Florida logo when that was around. I'm not gonna lie. The Florida logo is pretty fire. Of
On
course,
this
with
list,
another
my
five.
favorite is Denial. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I brought it up. Denial
It's
actually
probably-
fire logo.
It's possibly one of the worst orgs on here, but it was. I play for Denial. I fucked with the jersey, the colorway. We had our just because Clay's team won champs. When I was on the team, we had the exosuit. That was hard.
No, I actually forgot about that. Yeah, mega.
Yeah. It was only
Don't
us and
think
OpTic that had
Denial.
our own suits.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my god. The guy who was like the hype guy, was he there when you were playing for them or no?
Oh no.
That was like
The
later,
hype
right?
guy?
That was I think it was like BO4. They had some guy in a car who was just screaming. Oh my god, this pitch was the
Nah.
lowest quality ever, but I'm gonna bring it up for the stream anyway. Look at this team, man. I've got like 200 pixels on this Don, but there it is. UMG Dallas 2015 Denial Esports. Hook replays Temp and Slasher. What a team, man. What a team. Gonna bring back this trim, Don?
Wait, I can't. Oh, absolutely not.
Wow. What a team. You
That was
guys, like,
15,
you
bro.
just kept playing OpTic, right, in finals?
Yeah. Well, this event FaZe were just. This was the first event FaZe won. I swear they just won every gunfight. That's one of the only series in my career. I'll always remember that series. Like they were just actually just gunning the shit out of us. Like they were getting every kill. Then we played them in winners finals. I was like, yo, this is my first winners finals, not playing OpTic. Let's go. Oh wait, that might have been my first winners finals period.
Possibly,
Whatever. I was
yeah.
like, fuck, we finna play FaZe or some shit. I'm like, we always play good versus FaZe. Like after that event, we beat them or like played them close
Yeah.
every time we played. But that event, they were just cooking. They were shooting. And after this event, I switched to a sub.
Yeah. And then Denial were gone, and then they came back in Black Ops 4, made the Pro League.
And they had Vance, right?
Yeah, I think that was the team
I think
for
that's
a while.
the team I dropped. That's the team I set the record on. I think.
Was that Frequency? What was the record you set?
It was on Gridlock Control. Had like 47 kills.
Oh, hell yeah. Bang! I've cast with the 20 bomb. I don't hate Insight. I just think he has proven to me that at finals, at Champs specifically, he doesn't have the ice to bring it home in the big moments. He can win a major, but he crumbles under the pressure. I've seen it, he says. What do you think about that, Don? Insight's a fraud? No ice?
I mean, listen, I'm not the biggest fan of Insight. I don't think he crumbles though. I don't view him as a breaker.
See,
feel
that's
like
what I think as
Insight-
well, but like, I don't know. I kind of see it.
To me, you see it. Insight's one of those players to me who I think he should be ecstatic with his career. Like, I think his career far exceeds his talent at the game.
That's okay. You know what? Go on. You finish your point, and I wanted to say something.
That was really just my point. Like, I feel like he's had a fantastic career for how good he is at the game. Like, I feel like, yeah, he's won a lot.
Yeah, so I was walking back from the gym yesterday, and I had this thought, and I was like, thought I'd mention it on one of the pre-shows we did. Who, of all the players in the history of COD, who's the player who like overperforms their career the most? Like the talent they had, how much they achieved. Because I was trying to think of players that apply to that. Like the one name that came to mind for me was Slacked. I don't know if you think that's fair or not.
No.
You think Slack was good?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Because I was thinking like
Yeah.
the way that I look at it is like the way that the community views Slacked compared to like how many chips he won. Like it's pretty. I think Slacked had
He
a
won
pretty
a good
typical
amount of
career.
chips.
No, he won
How
like
many chips
9.
did
He
he
won
win?
like
Like, at
8,
least
9 chips. Yeah,
That's good as fuck.
that's what I'm saying. So that's my point. I'm like, people don't consider Slack to be
yeah.
that good, but he actually had a boatload of chips. But people will say, yeah, maybe Slack was nasty, so maybe that's unfair. It was just the first name I thought of when I was walking home from the gym. But Chuck says nade shot. Nade shot might be the answer, actually.
Yeah, he's one of them. Bro, it's literally static in this right ear now. Yeah, I mean, bro, for me, for sure, Insight for this era is the person I think of. Lamar, for sure. You know, Theory. I just interviewed Theory. Theory won 2 chips.
0.78.
I mean, he was good. All of these players, by the way, when we say they're obviously pro players, right?
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
So.
Yeah. Like, there's no disrespect. Like, I actually have so much respect for these players. Like, this is to me the most tippable shit when like you might not have had, because there's loads of players you can look at in sports. I think they were almost the most respectable players. Like, you look at sports guys that maybe don't have the most talent, but they work hard, they do what it takes, they play the politics game, whatever it is, and they make a great career and life for themselves. Because some people are just born with it, you know, they're just born with that ungodly talent. Some people, they're not quite, you know, they're not quite Hydra, but yet they can still, you know what I mean? I think that's hella typical. Just missed a super chat from Josh Moore. Insight is unbelievable, makes the right decisions all the time, extremely consistent, unlike Temp, which is why he's won more chips than him. Appreciate Josh for the 5.
Shout out to Josh, man.
Shout out Josh, man. Backhand compliment, people saying, oh, we got a Draza tweet coming through. People are saying, okay, I'm going to go through this chat real quick and see who we've got here. People are saying Assault. Thing is, Assault didn't, okay, he won champs. But like, apart from that, he didn't win that much else. And I actually think Assault was pretty good. People saying Apathy. I mean, that's quite fair.
A lot of people are just, they don't know how players work. Like, even you with the Slack, that's kind of like how people in the chat said Priesta. Bro, when Priesta IW, what was the game after that? IW World War II, BO4.
Yeah.
He was like the new cracked out kid on the scene. Like, he was godlike. I think Priesta's talent does not match with what the fuck he's been putting out. I don't know what the fuck he's been throwing up some bullshit, honestly. But when Priesta first came out, he was like supposed to be like a simp, a Beezy type player. Like, she was godlike gun skill wise. Like, I don't know what the fuck. Like, he's definitely not a player that is like one of those, oh, this guy's talentless, but somehow he's a world champion. Like, he has talent. I don't know why he's getting shit. You can get shit on it. You can have talent, and I think Jimbo had talent, even though he started hacking. I seen Jimbo shoot. Like, Jimbo would gun people. Like, Jimbo had talent.
Yeah, he just needed some walls to know where they were coming from. So he would
just throw up the bullshit, even though he had talent. And like Slack, like when our team in Go, Slack was the best player on his team. He was probably like, he always had a 1.1, 1.2. When our team was Slack, me and him, it was only for one event. But me and him were the 2 slayers on the team. Like, Slack would drop 1.2s. Like, he would drop 30 and 20. Now, later in his career, he started teaming with Octane and Saints.
Yeah,
and he became more of like a team player, play for the win. Like, I'll drop a 0.9, maybe a 1. But like,
that's more when I started watching, like, because I don't really remember Slack and like, you know, Ghost and
even in BO3, in BO3, I think Slack was like a top.
He was pretty good on Rise, yeah.
He was a top again,
he was teaming with like, it was Octane. I mean, it was Octane Classic and Looney that game, I guess. So yeah,
I feel like he was the worst. Like, his whole team in IW, that LG team is one of the most underrated teams because like they could have won everything if they could have won an S&D. That might be the worst good team ever. At Search.
Classic was insanely godlike at that game as well.
Bro, at Respawn, they were better than OpTic in that game.
He was insanely godlike. I don't understand.
They could beat OpTic in hardpoint and uplink, but then OpTic was like close to them in those modes, but they were way better than them at S&D. And they would lose to Envy. They would choke series to Envy. I remember Nikki D would always talk about fucking Cap. I don't know how you beat me. Cap would beat them with a 0.4 in the series. They just won. They Neslo'd them. You know what I'm saying? Like, Slack's teams were always in throughout all the jetpacks. Like, he was like, they were the Toronto. They were like outside of OpTic and like
FaZe and
the other best team.
Envy,
I mean, to me, they were besides OpTic and Envy, they were like the best team. They were the 3rd best team. Like, They won multiple chips on Rise and BO3, multiple chips in Infinite Warfare. Like, Slack was good. He did when he was on the Mutineers and the CDL era and stuff like that. Yeah, he started throwing up the bullshit. You know, he start. Yeah, he was on Seattle Surge. He was on the Seattle Surge, Joey Nubsy.
Exactly.
He was in all of that.
Yeah. No, that's right. It is what
Even
it is.
JCab, I mean, if you do Kai history, people said JCab was the best player MW2, the first one, and BO1.
Yeah.
If you watch that, you hear like, damn, this motherfucker JCab was the best player. You go watch his MW19 gameplay, and you're like, what the fuck? They making up shit.
Yeah.
They were lying, you know.
No, I think JCab's like maybe the most like disrespected player of all time. I think, like, in terms of his accolades and shit. I think what really hurt him was Infinite Warfare Champs Finals and the finals before that, stage 2. Because before that, like, JCat was held in really high regard, but those 2 tournaments, like, the stinkers that he threw up, like, that cooked his whole stock in the scene. Some of it's deserved, you know, but it is what it is. All right, a couple of super chats are going to shout out here, because we are actually going to talk about some COD matches in this, don't worry about it. 10 season with the 10 US. If I'm Falcons, the team I'll try and put together next year is Pred, Exnid, get Sib, and then get Kenny. Let him play main AR role. I mean, look, I'm keeping Pred and Exnid. If you get Sib, great. You got to try, probably. Get Kenny. I don't know if Ken wants to team with Pred again. I don't know if Pred wants to team with Kenny again. It's not a bad team you put together there, though. Like, it's a plausible team. You think they'd get?
A good team.
You think they'd get on? Kenny, Sib, Pred, Exnid.
I think that's a good team, yeah.
Hell yeah, it's a good team.
I think if the people in the chat are building those type of teams, I think that the peoples on Falcons are probably gonna think similar to that.
Yeah, I hear you.
Build a team like that. I could see that potentially happening.
I've cast with a 5. I've never spectated Alec and been like, this guy's cracked.
Even Alec, bro, like I always forget the fucking orders. He was always like so fucking good, bro. It was just I think sometimes as a player, like you can fall into, like even I did a little bit, fall into like, you gotta be a good team. Obviously you gotta be a good teammate, but like you still gotta be yourself. And I feel like when he started playing with like Simp and a Beezy and then they're just going crazy, like he kind of just forgot like his game. If that makes sense, like too much of a role player type shit. Because I mean, when he first came out, I mean, he was right there with Pierce. Pierce was the best player in the world. And in my opinion, I'll go back and forth with Kenny about this. I think Gunless was the best player in World War II.
I don't think Ken agrees with that.
He don't agree with it, but I'm just saying. I think Pierce was godlike, but like obviously they came out together. Alec was like right there with him. Like he was gross, bro. Even Pristini world champion. After he won champs, he and his like stats probably weren't that good. Like people probably don't like respect him as a player, but like he was good, bro. Like,
Gunless probably falls into the opposite category of what we talked about, where like player with just immense talent, but like didn't achieve as much as he should have done.
I mean, he got a good few. How many did he get?
Well, he got
3 on World War II.
That's 1 in Infinite Warfare. He got 1 in Black Ops 4 on LG.
That's
and
5.
Then I guess he got a home. Did he get a home series with Huntsman before they blew up?
Did they? Maybe. Okay, maybe 6.
Yeah, so something in that kind of ballpark anyway. So Gunless got top 16 at Champs, can't be best in the world. I mean, Crim got top 24 at Champs in World War II. So did Scump, so don't know if that really counts.
And I'll tell you, Pierce, bro, in World War II, that guy was actually 99, bro. That guy, to me, he was like a simp version of like an AR. Like, I feel like he was just so aware. He always played his streaks. He never like, he was good. He was just complete. He was like the most complete player in that game. To me.
All right, let's talk FaZe OpTic. Let's talk about the other series. We've got 35 minutes this year until the tournament gets underway and the World Championship starts. Pretty crazy stat here, actually, Don. I mean, first of all, this gives you a nice little look back in the history of competitive cards, that back in 2015, FaZe and OpTic played each other. How many times is this? 15 times? Something like that across the season. I mean, even with a lot of finals appearances in the recent couple of years, they've not played each other that many times. But it's pretty wild. Like 2022 and 2023, OpTic were 10-1 against FaZe. Since Draza's joined, it's now 11-1 to FaZe last 2 years. So OpTic won 10-1 in a 2-year stretch. FaZe have now won 11-1 in a 2-year stretch, but they've only played 4 times this year. Pretty embarrassing. And all-time record is 38-39. So win today for FaZe puts them on level pegging all time. It's pretty wild. Obviously, they're going to be the favourites to win. Whether they are going to win, it's a different question entirely. Damn, we got like 1,800 people in there right now. Appreciate you all. Hit a like on the stream. We would greatly appreciate it. Tuning into the Dope Check pre-show today presented by PrizePicks. Let's talk about the matches. We're going to hold on to Breaking Point GG and get into this stuff. I'm also going to go through this tool in a second. You guys can play around with this if you're interested as well. But let's talk about it, Don. This is the bracket. Surge Heretics first up. You're looking forward to this series, as am I. I don't know which way it's going to go. My gut feel is telling me Heretics, but we've got a map set as well. We're playing a Vault Dealership, Vault Hacienda Protocol.
Yeah, I think we both chose Miami, right?
Yeah, I got them in 5, I think, though. 4 or 5.
Man.
I love Hacienda Hardpoint for Miami. They're so good at that shit.
I was so high on this Surge team, and then they just shit the bed last event, so I don't know. Like, if Surge, like, I don't even know, bro. Like, are these guys, like, the biggest breakers right now? 'Cause Rocker are gone.
What, biggest breakers left?
Rocker, now that Rocker's out the picture, who are the biggest? Like, your Surge might, like, oh, no.
Oh, I actually like that, okay. I mean, it's not Thieves or FaZe. It's a Toronto Breakers, maybe, but I don't think so this tournament. Nah, getting back-to-back 4-0 in finals, that's got to be breaker mentality.
It might be Surge.
This has got to be, man.
They don't break. I mean, I think their team is good, bro. I love Net. I like Abuza. I like Asti. 04. I like the team. It's just they lost the Falcons last event, so I don't know.
I'm gonna put a little poll in the chat for this one because the chats are actually quite split on whether Surge have still got it or whether they're cooked. So I'm just gonna throw a little poll in there. You guys can hit a vote on this one because I'm also not 100% sure on the answer to this question. What's the schedule like after the first map? We'll look at that in a second. Still see them winning. Yeah, I think Miami are the favorites. Like the Vault Hardpoint, it's a pretty, like Surge pretty like that. Dealership Search, Vault Control. I mean, I like the map set. It's going to be fun to watch until Protocol Map 5. But everything's, it's Champs, baby. Like everything's, entertainment. Neptune's breaking at Champs as good as he is. You think Neptune's a breaker?
My boy, shout out Travis, man. That's my boy. Shout out Travis, man. I actually played with him at Challengers last year. I sketched on him. I mean, bro, he started playing literally like 2 months before the game ended. He had like no pro points and like he was just behind.
That's how it is. Strictly business.
My boy, though. Shout out Travis, man.
Yeah, he made it back. He's been cooking this year, but yeah, I don't disagree with the chat necessarily. There's also some breaking point. If you guys are pro members, what you can do is you'll see a kill feed, a live kill feed bait, and obviously nothing is reading yet. But if I go to one of the other matches and just have a quick look at some completed games, like from this one, you'll be able to see okay, clearly not for this game. They maybe find a CDL game. I think there was one game, like a rocket game, that it actually was working for. But anyway, that will be working today to see the kill feed in real time. The other cool thing that we have is this kind of dashboard here for the prize pick stuff. So I'm just going to make this a little bit smaller so you guys can see what's going on. But effectively, so anyone, even if you're not a pro member, you can go on here. The pro members get access to more of the data, which is where I'm presently at. But effectively, this shows you what the line is for the player today. So this is map 1 kills. And then it will tell you what their hit rate is on the more than on that line this season. So if I look at like an Envoy, for example, he's playing Boston today. And this year, 2024, 2025, if you guys want to find this on the site, by the way, you go to breakingpoint.gg, you go to stats, and you go down to betting and picks. It's just in beta, so like it's just early days, but we're building this tool to hopefully help some of you guys. And it will show you what the line is for Envoy in the series and where he ended up this season on those. I can filter by LAN, and I can say, okay, on LAN, does he get it? Does he hit more often or doesn't he? This year, Envoy's only hit the over 35% of the time. But interestingly enough, against Boston specifically, in the head-to-head, he's hit it every time. So just something to think about. And then what you can also do on this tool is you can see, okay, last 5 like opponents pacing on the different maps. You can see what maps they like. So you can see that Boston like to play Rewind, Volt, and Hassie. Like that's where they're better. So then you can select Rewind, Volt, and Hassie, assuming that that might be a map set in the series. And then you can see, okay, what does Envoy typically do on those maps? And it will filter it like this. So yeah, the boys have been building this tool for a little bit on the website. If you guys want to check it out. Yeah, you can filter by map and everything. It also like you can see on the left-hand side all of the players and everything as well. It's kind of cut off on the screen here, but I can let me just take this filter off real quick so you guys can see it. There you go. So yeah, something like this. And then I can click, okay, Snoopy. Let's see what's going on here. Snoopy this season, he's hit the over 55% of the time. Head-to-head, 66%. On LAN, that's interesting. Every time he's played Thieves, but, you know, obviously take it as you will, because a lot of it comes down to maps. But as I say, you can select which maps. If you look at Thieves on the right-hand side here, you can see they're basically good at everything. So what are you going to play? Good question. Yeah, if you guys want to check that out, it's on the website. Have a good time with it. We're going to do a couple of picks in a second. We're going to get back, though, to the games, because that Thieves-Boston game is second up. Is there any chance of Boston in this series, chat? They have had a bit of a rough go of things over the last couple of months. They were my golden team for a little bit. I believed. I had faith. And then they lost to Toronto and Surge 2 tournaments in a row back-to-back. So that was sad. Because I thought they could do it at Major 2. They turned up, got bopped out by those 2 teams. I was like, okay, this Major, they're going to come different. They did it again. They came top 6 again. But they beat Thieves round 1 at LAN back in Dallas, Major 2. Let's not forget. Let's not forget. But
I'm forgetting.
You forget it, Don?
I'm forgetting that, bro.
I talked to Cammy about it in the bar, DreamHack. I was like, you're playing Thieves round 1. He was like, yeah, perfect team. Beat him before. Do it again. But at that point, he'd had a couple of beverages, so I don't know if he was thinking straight. Right?
Boston's cooked.
Hot 3-0, smoke show, little DoorDash challenge.
Boston are so cooked, bro. It's actually like I'm going to the gym during this match.
yeah, chalk that one up.
It's leg day.
Yeah, and then we got Toronto versus Ravens next game up. I think this is could be a little bit of an interesting series because I always got faith in Slasher. Like he's gonna do something when it comes to LAN.
I have no faith in the Ravens.
We need to get these guys out of the tournament ASAP. Look, I'm down as long as the good series are good. I don't mind a couple of hot 3-0s in here to keep the day moving. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I'm thinking maybe a little Thieves 3-0, little Toronto 3-0, Get us back on track for the FaZe OpTic.
I think with like those two series, like say like the Ravens beat Ultra, like there's no way in hell the Ravens get better than top 6. Like they're gonna just play whoever they play. Like
They play
they're just
OpTic
gonna
or
lose in their
FaZe
series.
next round.
Yeah, they're cooked, bro. They're cooked.
And then they'll play like Heretics or Thieves or something.
I'd rather
like
see
Surge
OpTic
or...
versus Toronto than OpTic versus Ravens.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Yeah, so
Even then, OpTic fans wouldn't be too like mad because like they've actually been good
they have
against.
they have a second round bye.
Yeah, yeah, okay, that's true. But like, Shotzi hates the Ravens, man. He actually does want revenge on them, that's for sure. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it. I'd give Ravens even lower odds than Boston, says Leaper Reaper. It's an interesting take. I think after a month off, you don't really know. And a lot of this tournament, I think it is going to come down to search and destroy. But Ravens, they have their time, you know. It's how it is sometimes. You have your time. You were good at the start of the year. You had your moment. And then you fell off. It is what it is. You still made champs. Congrats. You know, you make a bit of money, even if you bomb out. Chazza says, what do you mean, OpTic v Ravens? It's FaZe v Ravens. Nah, trust. Hashtag green wall, baby. Today's the day. Today is the day. And yeah, let's talk about it. So we got this Ultra Ravens series and then final game of the day. midnight my time. It's the El Classico. Now, it's not actually the El Classico because the El Classico is OpTic versus Envy, but people don't talk about that anymore. People just like to talk about OpTic FaZe. To be fair, OpTic FaZe always delivers some entertainment. Shaq says, Simp and Draz have to play good.
FaZe?
I mean, you got to think OpTic got to play good.
I mean, yeah. Everybody's got to play good. Like, I don't know. I feel like if anyone's been underperforming on FaZe, it's easy, nah?
Yeah, probably he's had the weakest year of all the guys on the team.
Or Draza had a bad... Did he have a bad event or bad series last event?
Let me have a look.
He was tweeting something like, damn, I got shit on, I costed. Something like that.
Oh, yeah, he actually
like
did kind of smoke last event.
I feel like last event, Simp did good on land. Like, Simp's been good on land all year. It was just online where Simp was trolling a little bit.
Draz did a tweet? Someone earlier said Draz did a tweet. That might be wrong. Might be Cap. Oh, he did a tweet. Look at him go. He's done it again. He's whipping out the game day kicks. Does he bring a new pair every event, or is it just the same ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. Such a pretty fire. Nope. Ignore the noise. There we go. We got the home kit. We got the away kit. We got the Draza shoes for the match. You gotta think the CEO is stepping out. Whoever wins Pick'em gets $2,500. Yeah, that is true. And if you get a perfect bracket, which is what we made, then we get 10 grand. Sim's hop one has been weak, but he's top 3 in search and destroy.
Do you pull up his land stats only?
Sure.
Give us some Simp land stats only this year.
All right, so these are Simp's overall numbers. If I go event stats. Yeah, I mean you can kind of see it here if you just look at the tournaments rather than the LAN. He's been much better on LAN actually. Like in the second half of the season for sure. Like his overall KD online in Major 3 qualifiers 0.92, overall in Major 4 qualifiers 1.02, but on LAN 1.08, 1.21 respectively.
See? That's what I'm talking about.
That's what he does. Oh, sorry, wait, wrong on my client.
Look, his worst major KD is a 1.06. There's a 1.1 on land. Oh, something like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
That is
That's
good.
that's top player in the game numbers right there. That's straight.
All right, I just filtered by LAN only for the whole team. Yeah, Sip's probably been their best player on LAN, maybe Celium. Yeah, BC's probably the player to watch. And then we'll look at the OpTic side, see what that's looking like, because it's obviously a big day for the Green Wall. This is their moment. Look, I brought up the stats earlier, just looking at the championships that have been played and have been won by the various teams. One of the reasons I went to bring this up is because it's been a different team every year, Don. Okay, it kind of hasn't. Technically it has, because Envy and Dallas Empire are different, OpTic and OpTic Texas are different, whatever. But this year surely is the first time we're going to get another, like, the same logo on this list. Like, you've got to think it's going to be... I mean, New York no longer exists.
It's gonna be Thieves or FaZe, bro. We know it, bro. We both know it, bro. Unless it's OpTic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
It's one of those three. One of those three in the top row.
But the OpTic back-to-back, like, I actually don't believe in it at all, but I know that there's some green wallers out there that are like, well, you never know. Imagine. They hit the little 2P, the back-to-back champs wins. Wow. That'd be a story.
Okay, all right, hold on. I just thought about that. If OpTic wins champs, do they stick together? They can get Simp. They can get somebody.
Oh, that's actually a really interesting question. You know?
I feel like they would low key be trolling by one.
Wait,
together,
yeah. Well, because it's like this is shit they did last year. It wasn't. Yeah. It's not a bad.
Last year they could have got Hydra, I think, or some shit, right? That's what Shotzi be saying.
Yeah,
Hydra last year, like.
That's the thing.
Hydra, bro.
Honestly,
Hydra and Shotzi would be insane, bro.
I mean, they could have got Hydra a couple of years ago in Cold War. That was a talking point. But yeah, I think. Oh my god, it's actually a really good question because I do think that history does say that the teams that won champs and stuck together, almost every time it was a mistake to do so. In hindsight, like obviously in the moment it's like we just won, like we can't split up. But in hindsight, it's almost always been the right decision. Even when New York won and then they split up and they brought Sib in, like that was the right call in the circumstances, in my opinion. So it's an interesting idea because I was literally when you said that I was about to say to the chat how like I want OpTic to win because it's great. People love watching the videos on OpTic win. It's great feel-good moment for the community, right? OpTic are winning, OpTic are beating this team, they're beating that team. Everyone loves it. But also, the flip side of that is that OpTic don't blow it up. And the most exciting part of Rostermania is that OpTic make a change. So this would be the best of both worlds. Not only do they win, and they still make a change. Like that would be, I'd be eating good. Whereas usually it's one or the other, right? Either I'm eating good because they're winning and they're not doing anything, or I'm eating good because they're losing. Nobody watches, but at least they're going to make some change at some point. Hoot gets dropped regardless, says Lily. I don't know if Hoot gets dropped regardless, but I think depending on the situation in the market, they probably should do that. Henry says Rab has 0 COD knowledge. According to Madcat, yeah. You're an OpTic D rider. I love reading the chat, man. Rav is only loyal to the bread, SMH. Nah, I'm loyal to what people want to watch. But yeah, 15 minutes of COD Champs, ladies and gentlemen. Excited to see how this goes. We'll have a look at some of the prize picks lines, actually, Don. I did give the chat the walkthrough of everything there a second ago. But yeah, shout out prize pick support in the show if you guys want to get involved. Link to the app in the description box below. Use code Breaking Point, claim $50 on your first $5 pick. And they've introduced new, very interesting developments here, such as Series KD. So we can see, okay, Thieves versus Boston. Hydra, more than or less than a 1.2?
East versus Boston. Oh.
This is series KD as well.
Ah.
So
1.2, bro. That shit is so like.
Cammy's at a 0.81 on the other side. Like they're expecting him to get pissed on. Like bad.
Damn. I'll put over on Cam.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that.
And they got Boston getting upstopped.
Yeah, they got Boston getting upstopped bad.
Holy fuck.
They got Kleenex at a 1.13, which feels a bit high to me. Tina Rex at a 0.87. Yeah, versus Raven. I mean, like, I don't know if Kleenex have a 1.13. It's kind of high. Beans could be a pretty.
Bro, this is so hard, bro, because like you really just need one good map in a series.
Yeah.
Like Hydra is gonna have a good map versus Boston, but is it gonna be the hard point or the search or the you know?
Nah, agreed. So I can filter this if I go to the site. I can filter it by KD as well. I'll have a look at Kleenex actually, see what the numbers look like. I mean, the thing is, this makes sense. He's obviously not going to hit the 1.13 that often. Against Boston, head-to-head. Okay, interesting. So he's played against Carolina. So he's played Carolina 4 times. He had a 0.95, a 0.94, a 1.2, and a 1.17. So he hit it twice, missed it twice. We go LAN only. It's 1 for 1. Interesting, very interesting. I like the Cammy more than though. Like I believe in Killer Cam to do something. Beans 1.02 is high. People want to take the lower on Beans. It's no way. No
Beans
way.
1.02 is high.
Yeah. Isn't it? Okay, OpTic's pretty interesting here. So they've got Mercules and Dacia at 1 flat. Hook at a 0.99. Shotzi at a 0.97. And then Cell at a 1.12. Simp at a 1.07. Abesian draws basically neutral.
I would go Cell less.
Yeah, I think that's a fair shout against OpTic. You know what? Let me have a look at some of Cell's numbers against OpTic here.
I would just pick whoever you're vibing with for more on the FaZe side. Besides Cell.
So against OpTic this season they played 4 times. Cell's had 2 maps in the negative and 2 maps very much in the positive. So the thing is he hits a 1.12 66% of the time. On LAN he hits it 70. Actually no, if I go overall, yeah. So on LAN Cell has a 1.12 or more 75% of the time. Which is pretty big, but obviously he's not always playing OpTic, is he? So
yeah.
People are looking at the Hook over as well, the Hook 0.99 over. Oh, take the Hook over, people are saying. Yeah, they had Dashi at 0.85. Yeah, Steve actually locked in on the Dashi at 0.85, but they got him up to a 1 now. Merc turns up. I know Don's got thoughts on
0.85. That was his original line.
Yeah, his original line was a 0.85 before everyone slammed the over, and then it's reverted back to normal. It's pretty crazy. Yeah. You think Merc's gonna get smoked? Well, I think I've got to buy into the Don Merc's gonna have a stinker series strat. No.
I don't know if it's gonna be this one. It just has to happen eventually. It has to happen, bro. He can't just fry every series, bro.
Yeah, you're right. All right, I'll take a little less than on Mercules. Dashi on Falcons market. Merc on LAN is like 2.0 KD. If Cell has a good search and destroy, chalk the under. Maybe I'll throw one in there as well. I'll throw another one in for this. I'll take the Kleenex less actually as well. I'll do 1 for the first series. Surge versus Heretics. The numbers on here are pretty clean. Renko at a 1.05, Super at a 1.03. Nasty 0.98 feels kind of tempting. I'm going to take the more on Nasty. Right, I'm locking in if it lets me. Vacodem, this is pricepicks.com. If you guys go to the link in the description, top line of the description there, you can follow the link to get there. Use code Breaking Point. Claim 50 on the first $5 pick, baby. And yeah, if you guys are unfamiliar with what this tool is I'm using, if you go to breakingpoint.gg, you go to stats, betting and picks, you'll find a beta version of it here. If you're a pro member, you'll have access to all of these features. If you're not, then you won't have access to all of them, but you'll have access to a fair chunk of them. So appreciate the boys getting that one ready for champs because they did a killer job on that. So yeah, 4 games of the day. I've got Heretics taking game 1. Chat probably feels the same. I think they did feel the same. We did the little poll earlier. Thieves beating Boston. Ultra beating Ravens. Let's have a look at some of the comments here. We've got 562 comments on the match thread already. I know people are wanting their bread, but wow. It's been out for 4 weeks. DoorDash challenge. I wonder what map set we're going to get for this one. Not been confirmed yet. Last 60 days. It's funny, last 60 days, there's not been that much action in the last 60 days because half of it disappeared. A Boozer Masterclass. I just got the call from Brambo. Ray Neptune off the MW19 Elite package. It's over. Praying for England. I mean, look, I'd like to have an English world champ. Even a British world champ would be a good start. Like, who could we have? British world champ. Nasty. Also English. Cammy, Scottish.
All from the UK's won champs? Really?
No, only Hydra, bro. Only Hydras are Europeans.
Yeah.
None of the British guys have won champs. Insight. Bance came close a couple of times. That wasn't to be. Bance is going to come back though, trust. Alright, the stream's about live. Get ready to go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shut the show down real quick on the pre-show. I'm going to start another show in a couple of minutes of the watch party. If you want to stay on, you're welcome to. If not, you're not. It's all good. Stay on, watch the first series or so, and then see where the rest of the day leads us. Just hit this one super chat before we close out. As I say, I'll be back in literally 2 minutes. Just going to start another stream for the watch party with all the new graphics and everything, so you guys can head over there. Ricky with the 2. Any sleeper players you think might pop off today? I got my pick on this one easy. It's Purge, baby. Purge Nassim, my goat.
Purge?
Yeah, Purge Masterclass. I've seen it.
Masterclass?
Purge, yeah, Purge Masterclass. Vault Hardpoint, Purge Masterclass. Yeah.
Who is going to pop off? I mean, I hope someone on Surge does something this first series.
We'll see about that.
Maybe I'll pick 04.
Yeah, I feel it's a good shot.
When the last time 04 popped off?
It don't happen that often, to be fair.
Get a little 04 pop off, man. Fuck it.
Hell yeah, I'll take it. Okay, well, good. We're going to cut this one short. See you on the Breaking Point channel in a couple of seconds. We've got a new stream live over there. You guys can go find it. Actually, maybe I can even link it in the chat real quick. Let me just do that real quick before we head out of it. 1 second. Here we go. So if you head over to this link, if it tries to work, be over in 2 seconds. See you in a second, chat. Okay.
Are you going to be doing these watch parties every day?
I'll do it for a little bit every day. Yeah, not tomorrow, but we'll do it for a little bit every day. For the first match or so or whatever.
Saturday and Sunday, I'll definitely stay around. I need to fix my fucking sound.
Nah, you're good. You are good. You are very good. I'm gonna stay on there for a little bit and just watch this game, talk to the chat.
All right, bro. I'll see you Saturday.
Yeah, pleasure to have you on board. Okay, all good. See you in a bit, Don.
Later.
See you in a bit. Okay, so let's end the stream there.